I've been a fan of Daiga Grantina's work for a very long time, and when I started here, she was an artist I was already looking at and thinking about for this space, and 4.5 years later we've finally made that happen, so I feel very thrilled really that we've been able to do this show in the Mead Gallery. My name is Thomas Elmer. I'm the exhibitions curator in the Mead Gallery at Warwick Art Centre. What I'm so compelled by is the way Daiga thinks about how audiences encounter artwork and space. This is something particularly unique to artists like Daiga who work in this way. While she has painterly sensibilities in her work, she doesn't necessarily think about painting. It's about the way in which audiences physically encounter objects and sculptures. What's really amazing about Daiga's work is the way it's transportative. It takes you to a totally different place, somewhere you've probably never been before, but a place you really enjoy being in, particularly at a time where the world feels in a conflict of its own, politically, socially, economically. What we like to try and offer in the Mead Gallery is the space to step back from that. And I think Daiga is actually an incredibly joyful exhibition, which is about chance and encounter and fluidity and form, but also it's about looking more closely at what is beautiful around us. We have works of all different scales displayed at various heights, so at low level for children, but also completely out of reach, so that's a sort of physical experience of viewing the show. We were talking about whether these are a doorway or a window. Mm-hmm. In some ways it doesn't really matter, but...
Is a door next to a window?
Yeah, it's both.
Small window.
But what I also really love about the way you've taken on the Mead's architecture is this multiplicity of frames, layers, courses to experience the show, and the way these sort of channels you've made then bring together multiple works that can be read, in one single viewing.
When you make music, when you are when you are musical, orchestra, or something, and I think a show is like this a bit,
So our exhibition is titled Lilacs. This came from a conversation that Daiga and I had very early on, where we wanted to offer this particular time of year to show work in the Mead Gallery. And Daiga said how exciting that would be because of the lilacs in Latvia. The lilacs in Latvia are a shrub, a blossom, which blooms at this time of year. Daiga is a Latvian artist, so it felt like something which had a sort of immediacy for her. That gave us the title of the show, but also there's a colour palette which feels like it resonates with that title too. So you see blues and reds mixed to make purples, and then are also filtered through different translucencies. There's whites involved as well, which then reduce that intensity down to a much lighter shade of lilac. But then there's also corals and salmons in the show as well. So there's this really unique palette for the exhibition. We wanted to offer Daiga the opportunity to respond to the volumes that we have here and the incredible light, particularly the natural light which falls into the gallery from the ceilings. She's one of these artists who responds in an incredibly intuitive way to the natural world. So she is interested in plants and vegetation, but light is also a sort of key driving force and energy behind the work as well. We felt like Daiga was really a perfect artist to respond to the space we have here. The light in the Mead Gallery, it has this sort of transient ability to shift and change as the day goes on. As light travels from east to west, so does the light in the gallery shift and offers this complex challenge for some artists. But I think with Daiga's work, what's so good about it is the way it sort of appears and disappears in front of your eyes as you're experiencing it. And so it actually responds to the natural light in an incredibly unique way. Daiga has really altered the gallery's floor plan in some ways and the architecture in the space. So she's constructed a series of walls and screens which again filter light in different ways, I suppose. So we have some larger volumes of space where the light is very bright and quite stark, and in others it's reduced and more dim. talking to someone yesterday about how there's a sequence of images in the show. I mean, actually, when you're moving through it, it's very much active and alive. But then the way you've constructed the architecture and assembled these frames to give us these sort of prisms, I guess, for seeing certain works together is actually where you find the stillness.
Coming through you.
Daiga herself is very interested in plants and vegetation, organic matter, but also man-made materials such as silicons, plastics, sometimes rubber as well, and the way those materials come together in harmonious but also conflicting ways. So at times in the exhibition you feel materials which are soft and opaque, and then again you come across something else which feels much more dense and solid and tactile. So there's this sort of constant pushing and pulling between works. Daiga's work comes in all shapes and sizes. That's another reason why we wanted to work with her. So she works at a micro and a macro level. She really does absorb the entire space. In terms of the way the sculptures are assembled, they really are incredibly layered work. So generally you find a plywood background, then with a painted surface, possibly with a silicone layer added to it or a latex layer added to it. In lots of the suspended works you find this incredible use of spandex and latex to create bulbous forms, which in a way feel very physical, and there's a corporeal sense to them. We're installing this work called Orme, which was part of your new museum exhibition titled What Eats Around Itself. It references lichen, this organism which grows on
stone. It likes stone. And it's interesting because it's the organism that lives both land and sea. So it's like a migratory.
Maybe you could tell us more about the way you make this, how you create, because this is something which is in all of the work really, this sort of sense of layering.
And fermenting, it's like cooking in the kitchen. Also this is all in the floor when I go through the studio, and I like also working in plein air and coming with the light and sometimes the shadows from trees, or they kind of show me a place where I can put this.
And then you'll start to play
along.
In Grantina's sculptural assemblages, there is absolutely a sense of painterly quality, and I think this is to do with the way she layers materials and paint. So I have mentioned previously she uses things like spandex and latex, but also there's a use of silicone and spray paint. She also flicks ink using toothbrushes and washes board with ink. So there's this incredible sense of layering. How about the painted marks on this work? What are you using to create this mark?
I'm used by this as like spray and ink paint.
And this dappled silver, this is ink?
Yes, this is ink and pigment we have. Sometimes it goes inside. This is like a watery, this is more airy. So this has light, this comes with air in the paint, and this is more like it has a viscosity or
I think with Daiga's work there is a great sense of experimentation, and when she's in the studio she's often taken by the materials that are around her. And then when she's travelling, similarly, it's about the kind of locations and environment she's in, and that then coming back into the work at a later stage. So it really is about paying attention to everything in the round.